Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Adam Nicholas from WhatCulture. Hello.
Hello, and we are here with your afternoon news.
Good afternoon, my friend.
Yeah.
No, I just want to jump in front of you. Go on. You just keep doing the bit.
Let's see if I do it. Good afternoon.
I think that's it, man.
Okay, fair enough. What have we got coming up today?
We've got some good stories today. First of all, WWE's creative team have been changed for both SmackDown and Raw.
Could Ric Flair be about to sue the WWE?
So, woo! The WWE.
Very good.
AEW have announced a big match for Full Gear, their pay-per-view. What a lovely name that is.
Yeah.
But first,
This is the news.
There he is.
Yes, to kick us off, it has been revealed, or I should say confirmed really, that WWE are going to be having a draft at the start of October. It's been reported by John Pollock of Post Wrestling and confirmed by, of course, Dave Meltzer of Figure4Online.com. It's going to happen over a couple of nights, but it's going to start on SmackDown, the October the 11th episode of SmackDown, which emanates from Las Vegas. That'll be the second episode of SmackDown on Fox, and then the second night of the draft will happen the Monday Night Raw after that, which is on October the 14th, if my maths is correct. Big things.
big things, proper big things going on there.
We've just recorded a podcast roundtable thing with myself and the Dudley Boys, speculating what they need to do on this, but it's going to be very intriguing, this, because this isn't, your drafts of old. This is going to shape Raw, SmackDown, and how WWE effectively sets themselves up to take on AEW going forward.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We've been down this road before, haven't we, with the draft. I'm a big fan of this idea that they're going to go back to that and try and sort of define the two brands again, which is desperately needed if they're going to do that. And this can only be a good thing.
I think so. I think with all the wildcard bollocks, I'll be honest, I have no idea who's on Raw or SmackDown, so it's going to be nice to have those at least defined somewhat. And yeah, myself and the Dudley Boys will go into this in detail, a lot more detail. If you want to check that out, just subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for a daily wrestling podcast, basically. But I'm hoping as well we may see some sort of NXT involvement in this.
Potentially. I think it'll be interesting to see who goes back and forth, because would you think we're going to see many might end up dropping back onto the brand specifically, just so it goes to TV?
Yeah, I think so. We sort of go into this, but I think it's going to be seen as a lot less of a demotion now. If someone was sent to NXT, it was almost akin to when they sent people to ECW in the old draft.
Yes, aye.
Of just like, oh,
go on,
there
then.
you go.
We've
stealed anyone who's got popular on ECW, and you get Matt Hardy.
Hey.
But I'm hoping, yes, it's a mixture of things. So Matt Riddle. Hello, mate.
Yeah, hiya, bud. You alright?
Nothing
at all.
Is it the afternoon news?
No.
What? I don't know what we said.
This is just.
Cameras on?
Yeah, it's just.
He's just practicing, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm practicing. Just showing him how it all
Boss
works.
wanted to do a thing later on tonight, and I'm
Alright,
just.
fine.
Yeah.
I'll see how it is.
Where-
No, you guys have fun.
No, what?
No,
It's not, don't be like that.
It's not what it looks like.
It's not. It is. Well, what are you going to do,
But in all seriousness, I think we could see, some of the major stars from NXT hopefully being brought up. Maybe we get to see Matt Riddle or Johnny Gargano on the main roster if they're booked correctly.
Indeed.
But also, if you sent a Sami Zayn, although he's doing some good stuff right now, if you sent a Cesaro back to NXT, I wouldn't see that as demotion. I would see that as just building the brand up. And we reported yesterday the Iconics could well be going to back to NXT.
Yes.
So it's going to be a mixture of things, I think.
I think so, and hopefully, whatever the outcome is for all three brands, it ends up producing three very good rosters that they can rely on, to be honest, which is good. To go with the draft, we've also got changes happening to the writing teams. Now,
Did they have a draft for the writers?
Well, can you imagine? But that's more around. It was a poker table with JBL and Farouk just there, like going, well, come on then, let's flip for it, and then play the game.
Gary, your ideas are going to be ripped up on SmackDown instead of on Raw.
Hey, we're going to rip up new paper. It's going to be red for you instead of blue. Who knew? But basically, we've got a list here. I'm going to have to go at the notes because too many names. But Uncle Dave has been reporting about this one on the Wrestling Observer. He says that they've altered the writing teams for Raw and for SmackDown. He said the former NXT writer Ryan Ward, who has left his position as SmackDown's head writer. He's now off skis. And Ed Koskey, who's been in the company for quite some time, has replaced him. He was the former lead writer on Monday Night Raw. So that's a little change that's happened there. I'm going to definitely butcher your name here, so apologies. But Jonathan Bakestrom? Jonathan Bakestrom we're going to go with. B-A-E in there, will be it, has taken the vacant Raw writer's position that has now come about because of Kroski moving across to SmackDown to go into Kroski to SmackDown.
Oh, nice.
Hey. Oh, it's a good time of the day to be alive. And apparently, Beckstrom was brought up by Paul Heyman and he had been doing 205 Live since November 2016.
That's
so
a good sign.
interesting because that, in terms of, he's obviously had a hard job to do there with 205 Live to get people interested. So hopefully he gets the chance to actually prove himself on a bigger scale. The only other changes it says here, in fact, that may be it. No, that is it. And Dave says the changes are in place, obviously in preparation for the draft that's happening in October. So we might end up seeing potentially a lot of changes in terms of how the show is structured, in terms of whatever. Or Vince might just continue to rip it all up and it'll be exactly the same. But you should know that these writers are changed now.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they're getting things all organised, getting their ducks in a row ahead of this, because I hate to see them sort of hot-shotting stuff just for the sake of it in and around
take it
this.
seriously as well would be nice for a change.
Yeah, but you know, the stuff they've been doing on Raw and SmackDown, both shows have been doing really good. This week was fantastic.
Very
in
good this
terms
week.
of both shows. So hopefully that's only a good thing, mixing things up. Just, maybe let the writers write and don't just sort of change everything at the last minute.
It must be frustrating. It must be a frustrating job. But hopefully, these changes can only be a good thing. It can only be a good thing because hopefully it'll give potentially people who have good ideas a chance, especially this Beckstrom, however he might pronounce his name, give him a chance to work at that bigger level and see what he can actually do. And imagine if he just comes out and he's really, really great and he just needed 3 hours instead of like 1 hour, 45 minutes, whatever he gets on 205, to actually write some stuff.
Let's give him a chance.
Interesting.
Let's move on now, though, and talk about the fact that Ric Flair appears to be setting himself up to sue WWE. This was originally reported a couple of weeks ago, but TMZ have sort of updated their report about it, saying that he's going to sue them due to their use of the man, of course, used to market Becky Lynch. Now, he said he's been calling himself the man since 1981. He still holds a trademark for his "to be the man, you got to beat the man" catchphrase. And he said he tried to work out a sort of private, amicable relationship with WWE, but when that didn't work, or more specifically, the company declined, he said he escalated the situation with Triple H, failed, and then filed a trademark application for the man on the 26th of August.
Well, interesting this one, isn't it? Because I was thinking there, the time that has obviously elapsed from Becky Lynch's rise as the man to now, that's quite a significant amount of time. Obviously, as he's explained there, he was probably hoping in good faith. Poor Rick. Come on, mate.
Fool.
You have been in the business long enough to know that's not how Vince or the company works. Interesting though, the dynamic now, I would imagine, between Charlotte and Becky with all of this. Like, really good friends, best friends, some might even say. And they've now got this thing hanging over them, which I'm sure they won't technically be bothered about because it's all about the characters.
Yeah, Flair says he holds no ill will towards Becky.
Because it's not really, she hasn't done anything wrong, has she? It's just the fact that between the company and between Rick, somebody got to get paid, baby. And Rick wants his money and he didn't get to be the styling and profiling king that he is without a bit of moolah.
And, you know, the man catchphrase would have probably not come about had it not been Flair's daughter.
It might not have
Wouldn't
mattered
have worked
as much,
initially, would it?
You know what I mean?
So
it might not have mattered as much because Flair's brought such gravitas to that. Just interesting though.
Give him a little nod, WWE. That's all he wants, a bit of acknowledgement.
But in fairness, I didn't hear him kicking up a fuss when Seth Rollins was the man.
Yeah.
And that was a while ago, and he was marketing that. They were selling T-shirts with the man. So all of a sudden, you come crawling out the woodwork when that happens. I mean, it's not good, Rick. Not great for you, pal. Should we do the last news story?
Yes.
Go on then. I've forgotten what it is, but let's find out. There it is. AEW have announced a very, very, very big match for their...
They've said, forget about what the pay-per-view's
Forget
called.
about the pay-per-view and the fact it's called Full Gear, which is almost a good pay-per-view if it had anything to do with the initial references to Full Gear and Hangman and Pac and all that kind of thing. But it's just a bunch of cogs and gears. And it's like... It's very WWE, that, isn't it? If WWE brought out a pay-per-view called Full Gear, we'd take them to town for it. So it's only
odds on there being giant cogs on the stage.
I would like to see it. I don't know. But I won't be watching the cogs because I will be watching the big match that's happening on the night. Obviously, we were all very disappointed when Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley was essentially cancelled for All Out because obviously Moxley has this elbow injury. But it's back on, allegedly.
Yes.
That's what the crack is, assuming that Jon Moxley can be fresh and ready. I think it's November the 8th, November the 6th, November the 9th. November the 9th, this pay-per-view will be taking place. Moxley's got a little bit of time to get back. Obviously, it's not, he may need to go under the knife, according to Dave Meltzer, but the surgery itself isn't too bad and too invasive, and it's one of those situations where if he gets rid of the issue, then he can probably wrap it up. And even if his arm's not 100%, I would imagine someone like Moxley would be keen to just fight through it.
Yeah, I remember when we reported about him going under the knife, Meltzer basically said it might not even affect the amount of time it takes him to come back. Like you say, once you've dealt with it, and he's had this issue in the past, he knows what he's doing, and doctors will know what's best for him here, and they're giving him the best possible medical care. But having said all that, never mind all that. Oh, God, I can't wait for this match, especially with all the intrigue around Kenny Omega's losing streak as well.
Well, that's the thing. If Kenny Omega, I've got a feeling, if they play it right, he could end up losing this one as well. Because why would you have Moxley lose? It wouldn't make any sense to have Omega put all these guys over and start down that road where the best bout machine can't get a win. That is very interesting to me. But more interesting, perhaps, on this in terms of Moxley is that he's technically, as the US champ of New Japan Pro Wrestling, he is technically scheduled to have a match with Juice Robinson at New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
King of Pro Wrestling pay-per-view in October, on October the 4th, I think it is. So that is much nearer, well, not saying much nearer, it's at least a month nearer than the match at AEW. I don't know how long it takes to come back from this. Genuinely don't know how long it comes.
You don't want it, you don't want that to be the warm-up match
so
for
imagine
Omega
if he does
Moxley.
that, he does the match, and it happens again, where he injures the elbow. Fingers crossed, nothing bad happens, but hopefully, he's hard as nails, Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
He can fight with one arm, wouldn't he?
I don't care how long it takes, as long as he eventually gets that Omega Moxley match, then I'll be happy.
I'll be happy. Doesn't matter if it's full gear, half gear, no gear, oi oi.
Totally clipped.
Totally clipped. Whatever you want, do the match. Do the match, guys. I was about to say do the match, Vince. It's not Vince anymore, is it? Do the match, Tony.
Yes.
Sugar Daddy Tony Khan, baby.
Let's move on to today's and finally. I just wanted to read you an excerpt of RVD on the latest Wrestling Inc. podcast. It's well worth checking out. It's almost as good as ours. RVD
I can't believe you didn't get the ranks on the table on the chart.
He's living.
Loves the ranks of the podcast.
RVD is really living his best life right now. Have you heard what he said?
Look, man, just do the bit first, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
He was asked about, he's talking obviously about not his time, he's currently still there, working in Impact Wrestling and just how he's getting on in his life, of course. And he said, "When I said it's a very rewarding time to be RVD, I mean in every single way. If you've ever seen my girlfriend Katie Forbes, Google her immediately, and you'll agree with me, it's very good to be RVD. I have a dream house and I love, it says I love in paradise, I assume that means I live in paradise, and loves as well.
Maybe loves.
I'm so happy in every way." Sounds like it's a good time to be RVD.
That's the... That is exactly the kind of statement I would be making if I was in such a great mood and a good place.
Have you seen my girlfriend?
Yeah.
If you haven't,
Yeah.
Google her.
Have you seen my materialistic things? Well, look at them. I'm doing real good, buddy. I'm doing fine. Guess who's got 2 thumbs, speaks French, and is having a grand old time? Moi. Rob Van Dam having a
What was
blinder.
RVD, wasn't it, a while back? He was like, well, the divorce has come through, and then he's just partying like a hot tub with a load of women.
Honestly, I've got a lot of time for Van Damme's energy. He really has. He manages to turn up in places that he just shouldn't be in, or maybe should be, but not in that capacity that he's there. And he's always just looks like he's having a grand old time, is how I'll put it. And I can't really argue with it.
No.
And also, having a good time, apparently. He's having a real good time, and it's a good time to be Rob Van Dam.
Good for you, RVD, living your best life. Let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can send us Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE on Twitter.
I've just got a quick little sidebar here that's just came to my head. I once saw Rob Van Dam when I went to WrestleMania 32, right? He was having a great time then as well. Wasn't there to watch the show specifically, right?
No.
Was just at the bar in Dallas, at the bar, in the side bit, out of where the main wrestling was taking place. And the whole time was just literally was doing RVD poses, and then was telling everybody that he was better than whoever was out having the match. He was like, I'm better than this guy, kind of thing, I'm doing this. And my mate went to get drinks at the bar, and literally, he said he got the point, he had his top off. It's just starting going, Rob! Start having the best time, obviously, because why wouldn't you? It's the best time to be Rob Van Dam. And that sums it all up for me. I think That's an energy you can't get anywhere else. Having a great time.
Can't hate on that.
Nope.
How can people find you on Twitter?
They can find me on Twitter at It's Adam Nicholas, and how can they find you on Twitter?
They can find me at
You're
Adam
really
Wilbourn.
tired, aren't you?
They can follow us all
He
at
only likes the
WhatCulture
morning news.
WWE.
He's not good at the afternoon
No,
one.
we'll get Clery back for tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling for that podcast about the WWE Draft and loads more wrestling podcasts as well. My thanks, Adam Nicholas. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.
Rob them damn.